Hi, welcome back to Sunrise Fitness. My name's Franny. This week we are going to be doing a lower body workout. So we're going to be working our glutes, our quads, our hamstrings, and our calves. So let's get started. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to do are butt kicks. Make sure you're making a 90-degree angle with your leg and pushing up towards the ceiling. It's always important to listen to your body, so make sure that you're doing as many as you can or as many as you want to. So now we'll switch to the other leg and make sure you're doing the exact same thing with that one. Okay, so now we're going to finish up with our butt kicks, and we're going to move on to our leg kickbacks. Make sure you're keeping your legs straight, you're keeping your toe pointed down, and you also want to be flexing your butt, so we are working out that muscle in particular. You also want to make sure that your spine is staying straight, so it helps to keep your head pointed straight, so you're not curving your spine. Okay, so we'll move on to our other leg, and we're going to be doing the exact same thing, keeping your legs straight, keeping your toe pointed down, and still flexing that butt muscle. We're now going to finish up our leg lifts and move on to the next exercise. Okay, now we're going to move into our bridge. You want to make sure that you're laying flat on your back. Your butt and hips are in the air, and you want to make sure your shoulders are pushed all the way underneath you so you get a nice elevated lift. You also want to make sure that you're flexing your butt muscles when you go up, so we're working that too. Okay, once we finish our bridge, we're going to move into our upwards plank. So you want to have your legs straight out in front of you, and instead of dipping your elbows back, you're going to be dipping your hips and butt up and down. Again, you also want to be flexing your butt muscles as you push your hips up. Okay, now we'll be moving into a curtsy squat. So it's kind of like a lunge. You want to make sure that your knee is not going over your foot when you bend down, and you're going to be crossing your legs on opposite sides of your body. Feel free to take water breaks as often as you like to, but make sure you are staying hydrated and drinking enough water throughout this workout process. Okay, now we're going to move into our forward, sideways, and backward leg kicks. So we're going to go forward, sideways, and backwards with your leg, and make sure that you are flexing your butt muscle when you go back and side. Okay, so we'll finish up this side, and then we will move to our other leg, and you're going to be doing the exact same thing, forward, sideways, and backwards, and you're going to be flexing your butt muscle when you go sideways and backwards. Okay, the next exercise we're going to be doing are side leg lifts. You want to be leaning on your forearm, lift your hip up in the air, and then you're going to be lifting your leg up and then down. And you want to continuously do that until your leg starts to feel sore or starts to feel tired. Okay, so now we'll switch to the other leg, and you want to do the same thing. Lean on your forearm, lift your hip up in the air, and lift your leg up and down. And it should be pretty difficult, but this is really great for your inner and outer thigh. Okay, we're going to pretty much do the same thing that we just did, except instead of leaning on your forearm, you are going to be staying on your hands. So you want to be lifting your leg up and then putting it back down with your other leg. And this one is a little bit harder, so feel free to just do as many as you'd like to. Okay, you do not need a band for this. You can do squat pulses without a band. You can do it with a band. The band just creates a little bit more tension on your legs, so it's a little bit harder to keep your legs separated when you're doing the squat pulses. Don't forget that you do need to be leaning back on your heels so you don't injure your knees in any type of way. To do that, you can lift your toes. That's the easiest way to stay back on your heels. The next exercise we're going to be doing are squats onto our toes. So you're going to squat and then you're going to lift up on your toes. We're not jumping, we're just lifting up gently on our tippy toes. This exercise is really great for your quads and your calves. Okay, the next exercise we're going to be doing are lunges or split squats, as some people like to call it. You're just going to be doing a typical lunge. Make sure that you're keeping your back straight and your knee is not going over your toes. Go ahead and take another water break if you'd like one. It's always important to stay hydrated. Okay, so this next exercise, I do not have a name for it. If you do have a name for this exercise, please leave that in the comments down below. Pretty much you're going to be lifting your knee up and keeping it like a tabletop, and then popping your leg out but keeping it straight. I did use weights for this exercise because I feel that it helps me work a little bit harder, but you do not need weights. It works just as well without the weights. Okay, so now we'll move on to our other leg, and you want to do the same thing. And you can hold on to something if you need help balancing a little bit. And the last exercise are our calf raises. So you can use a weight for this. I decided to just keep my weights on. It puts a little bit more weight on my calves, which is always great, but you do not need to use a weight. You're just going to be lifting up on your toe and not putting your heel back down when you go back down to the ground. Okay, so now we'll move on to our other leg, and your calves will be burning after this depending on how many calf raises you decide to do, and especially if you use a weight. I just used 5-pound weights on each of my ankles. And then we'll finish up our last calf raises, and that concludes our workout. So we just finished our lower body workout. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, Sunrise Fitness, and stay tuned for next week's video. It's going to be a little bit different than my previous videos. So thank you so much for watching. Bye. There, please. There. Please go. I'm not kidding.